from
What
Lewis
event?
from Washington, D.C. Jeff Bezos'
Oh,
week-long
oh, that
wedding.
event.
Would you intend
Confused.
if you, I'm sorry, would you attend if you were invited? And number two, do you think weddings should be so over the top? Okay,
If
Miss
Hazel can
Ernestine.
stop licking for 1 minute, because she's very
She's
distracting.
not to me, but
I am so over this wedding, more than I can tell you. I'm over the build-up to the wedding. Now the
I'm
wedding.
not over it because I didn't really follow
Well, you
it.
don't
I
follow anything but sports, so
barely
how can
followed it.
you?
Casually followed
I have
it.
been inundated. This is like when we talked about Belichick, but only this is like magnified by 8 billion. I don't even get this. I understand he is one of the wealthiest men in the world, okay, and he's marrying her. But why is this so in everybody's face? I don't know why. When I look, I can't get away from it. And I read every entertainment magazine, and I get from Hollywood Reporter to Variety to every online outlet. And everywhere I look, I've now had to be the whole weekend bombarded with who went to the wedding. Why are these people showing up? Why is Tom Brady there? Why is Tom Brady hanging out with, I can't even think of her name now. Sweeney, what's her name?
I don't know.
Sydney
Don't worry
Sweeney.
Okay, Sydney Sweeney.
Okay, they stayed at the bar. They closed the bar. They were there till 2 or 3 in the morning. So you're putting together all of these people. And then I read that Mom Kardashian was invited with Kim. But if you had seen the photos of Kylie and Kendall and all the Ks, I don't know, the Ks, they were not invited, but the mom called, I don't know, Lauren, I guess, and said, or Jeff, I don't know which one she's more friends with, they have to come. So that's the only reason they weren't even invited. So then you see the photos of them getting off the little ferry, getting onto the bigger yacht, and they weren't even invited. So why are these people invited? They don't even know. I mean, they have no personal connection. You just have anybody who's anybody. And I like Gayle King, and Oprah is there, and Gayle is next to her. And and I understand Gayle went up to the moon, but that was her connection to. But why is everyone invited? Who are they? I know he has money. He's got more money than anyone on the planet.
Yep.
Okay. But why does everybody have to go to their wedding? Like, I don't understand. And she was a KTLA reporter who was married to your ex-Fox employee for a while, right?
I don't know.
Gonzalez.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I forgot
Remember?
about Tony Gonzalez.
I guess
I
he
worked
went to
with
the
Tony.
wedding. I don't even know.
Did he? Okay.
I don't know. I didn't check.
Oh,
I know
I
her
forgot
kid
about
went to the
that.
wedding. Her kids.
You're way ahead of me.
But, well, because I read a lot more than you do in that world. You read more sports than I do. But I'm just to the point, like, why? Princess Di's wedding, I understand it totally. And I was watching it on CNN when it happened. But why do we have to care? It's almost as much as, now George Clooney, they did the same exact thing, okay? But they did it before them. Why the world was caring so much about George Clooney and Amal, I don't get. I really don't care. But why do we have to care about Lauren Sanchez getting married to Jeff? I don't understand. Is she royalty?
You're really worked up about
Oh, I'm so sick of seeing it. You don't understand. I read way more than you. Go on Yahoo. There's 25 stories today about it, and then what she wore, and then she wanted her dress, and then it's a $50 million wedding, and she lost weight, and how she lost weight was not by doing alcohol.
I read a lot about the prenup. It was bigger than the wedding itself, I think.
It's just, I don't know. This is what the world cares about. I have no answer for it.
I get it because it became the international event of the year. No matter who they are or where they came from, they are they as we speak. They are the couple in the world right now.
But why do we have to care about it? That's what I don't understand.
Only
why?
because of his money. Because he's
because
the
of his
quote
money,
unquote richest man on earth.
We have to be bombarded with.
So it becomes a fairy tale wedding for people on the outside looking in, because she is she's the equivalent of royalty. She married into quote unquote financial wealthy
this is so
royalty.
Pathetic.
You know,
it's
wealth
really
royalty.
pathetic.
Okay, well she did, and
Well, do you think
So
that she's going to
people
get all that money if they
fantasize-
divorce?
Women fantasize about what would it be like to be in her shoes. She's Cinderella.
Well, I could understand fantasizing about Meghan Markle more than I could understand fantasizing
Okay.
about her.
All right.
Okay? Meghan Markle actually became a duchess and she married a prince.
She
Okay?
did.
She's Buckingham Palace. That was a real
Well,
fantasy.
Diana also.
And Diana,
Yeah.
but Diana was more legit in the sense she wasn't an actress. She was just, she came out of that world. So that was more, that was a real, that's a
And then
beautiful
obviously
story.
she died very tragically.
That was a horrible story,
Okay.
but it was a beautiful story, then became a horrible story. But then, so Meghan is more qualified to be in that world. But I don't understand how this is a princess story. If they divorce tomorrow, is she getting all of his money? I didn't read the prenup.
I don't know. I didn't read it, but I doubt it.
I don't think
Seriously.
so.
I think
So
there's a
for-
long, protracted battle over that. So I'm guessing she probably lost that battle.
I don't think he's
She'll be
splitting
fine.
everything.
She'll be fine.
Oh my God.
If they split tomorrow,
She's
she'll be
fine,
just
even
fine.
if she didn't,
Okay.
you know.
All right. So I understand
not a
why
princess story to
celebrities
me.
would go because it's the place to be and be seen. It's if you
But don't
want
you usually
to
go to a wedding if you
I
have
know,
some
but
connection?
if you want to
the-
self-promote yourself in this social media age,
Yeah.
you have to go. Where
I
I didn't even
guess
know
so.
where it was. Venice.
Venice.
Okay,
it was
Venice, okay.
exactly where George Clooney
Okay,
and Amal got
same
married.
idea. Okay.
But these
That's right.
people that are showing
I
up are
read that
just
the people in
it's
Venice
such a
weren't real happy about it.
no, but it's such a
okay.
disconnect.
I know, but
Orlando Bloom. It's
okay,
like
but you can't
you had a
blame them
chart-
for going because it's a fantasy weekend. It's the
I
food
guess-
and the drink would be of the highest order.
but maybe
right?
I'm living in another world. But I always thought you go to a wedding if you have a connection to either the bride or the groom. A lot of these people had no connections to either one.
Yeah.
So you're just going to go because this is where it's going. This is the place.
Okay.
Okay, whatever.
If I got invited, I would attend, and I
I
believe
would not
you
have
would.
attended.
You would. I'd have to
No.
go solo.
You would have to go
Where's
hang out with the
Ernestine?
Kardashians.
I don't know. She wouldn't come.
There's a bunch of
I
them
would
that
have
weren't
to
invited.
tell
Please,
Kim
I don't
Kardashian,
want,
Ernestine
no,
wouldn't come.
I do not want to even
so
be part of this.
I'm available.
You
right?
can go hang out with them. I don't think Timothy Chalamet. I didn't see anything about Timothy Chalamet.
Did she go?
Yes, I'm saying they had to go
Oh, they had
because
to
the
go.
mom
Okay.
got them
All right.
tickets. Tickets.
Okay. So
It's crazy.
just as I'm not qualified to talk about this, I am qualified to talk about weddings in general. And I do want to make
Why?
this
What are
point.
you, a minister or something?
No.
What, did you get ordained?
I'm a
I didn't-
one-time victim.
Oh, that's
So-
right. You were victimized at your past wedding.
Okay.
Right.
So my junior high school sweetheart
Oh,
and
God,
I
please.
unfaithfully got married
Right.
because we thought we had to because everybody else was
Well,
getting
she wasn't
married.
pregnant. It
No,
wasn't like you
I
had
don't
to.
mean that. It's just that
You put the time
you were
in, so now you
together
had
for
to,
so
yeah.
long, and
Mhm.
she also went to Vanderbilt. She was a year
Right, you had
behind.
the
So when she
connection.
graduated, it's like, well, I guess we're supposed to get married?
Right.
And of course, her mom and her dad, they're going to pay for it, so they're going to throw the biggest party
Well,
they
it
can
wasn't
throw.
like Jeff Bezos.
No, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying this is in Oklahoma
Right.
City,
I don't think
Oklahoma.
they'd spend $50
but,
million.
but we rented the biggest church possible, and we sold out a giant sanctuary. I don't know what it held. I don't know, 1,000
people?
or whatever. No, it was big.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a big mega church
All right.
sanctuary. And she had, I believe, 12. What do you call them?
Bridesmaids?
Bridesmaids. I couldn't think of bridesmaids. She had 12, which required me to have 12 groomsmen. So I'm
Right.
asking people who I
Off the
barely
street.
know, right?
Hey, what are you
would
doing
be a
Sunday? You want to come
groomsman?
over?
Yeah, I could rent you a tux. And these people came from, we went to school in Nashville, so we live in Oklahoma City. So a whole bunch of people.
Are you
had to figure-
comparing your wedding to the
No,
Bezos?
I'm trying to talk about wedding. I'm going to
Oh,
get to a
okay,
point. I'm
'cause
going
I
to get
didn't
to a
know
conclusion.
They had to
I'm
take
just
a
saying.
ferry to your
okay.
wedding? Yeah.
It was a disaster of a night because what I found was so much effort, so much money went
Uh-huh.
into this wedding by our little I made no money at that
Right.
point. In fact,
and her
I've
parents
told
weren't.
no, they didn't have much
wealthy.
money, but whatever they went into
Right,
debt over
yeah.
this because they did it right. And
Well,
we had
that's
the
what
big
everybody does.
after
They go
party
into
and
debt
we
for
had
their
the giant
weddings.
cake and all the things
Right.
that happened. And we had the
Sit
big
down, yes.
rehearsal dinner the night before that was for my mother
Right.
to throw, which was pretty much of a bust. But the point was, so much pressure went into this, so much expectation
Yeah.
went into this, that by the time the night was over,
Yeah.
as I've told, I think I've told the story on here, I can't remember, but I had so little, I'm working for a newspaper in the Miami Herald, and I'm 1 year out of college, and my mother doesn't have any money, so I don't have any money.
Right.
And I gave her a choice. I said, we can either go on a honeymoon or we can do wedding presents for each other, one or the other. And
Right.
she said honeymoon.
Right.
So we were going to go to San Francisco, where I'd never been before,
Right.
nor had she.
Right.
And then she also gets me a wedding present, a picture of her in her gown. What do you call it? Bridal thing.
Egomaniac.
Okay,
Yeah.
whatever.
Right.
It was a disaster. And what I learned from the wedding was that the wedding hurt the marriage. It did. Like, we were never the same after the build up, and it builds up for a couple of months, the
Right.
pressure and expectation of it.
Yeah.
And I don't think we ever recovered from the wedding itself,
Right.
damaged the marriage. That's my point. And so you throw these, obviously, this
And the
wasn't.
picture she gave you.
Yeah, well,
She
okay.
didn't get one of you. She just got one of
Okay,
her.
no. I don't know.
She's like, here, I'm important.
Look, we were ill-fated.
Oh,
I never
God.
hated her, but we were like brother and sister
we
by
can-
that point.
We,
and
we can hate
whatever.
her now.
Okay, you can hate her if you want
Okay.
to. I don't hate
I
her.
hate her.
But the point is that these giant weddings, and this is on the grandest
Right.
scale that you can have a wedding,
Uh-huh.
it can damage your relationship because you don't recover from it, because it's such a party with so much expectations that you probably don't quite live up to, that the stress and strain of it puts a stress and strain on your relationship, where you have to kind of rebuild your union after the post-wedding.
Well, I just think that it's a lot of pressure, and people, they dream of a wedding their whole life. A lot of women, I don't know if guys do, but women
I know
dream
they
of
do.
wedding their
Okay,
whole
so
life.
the
And one day
best
I'm going to get
thing-
married, and I'm going
The
to have
best
this.
thing we did, to me,
We went to City Hall.
we went to City Hall, like, on a whim, like, we were
Yeah.
going to get married because
We just
were
figured
coming
we had
out
nothing to
here
do for the
LA.
day, so we just
This is
got-
2016,
we
and
just
we'd been
married.
together for 11 years.
Yeah.
11 years we've
Right.
been together, and we were fine. But if we're going to pick up roots and take her out of New York City and bring her to Los Angeles, I said, well, we should just go.
No, I said I'm not moving out there
Okay,
unless
well,
we get
I
married.
said it too.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Okay, all right.
I said there's no way we're
Right.
going to do
Not
this.
going to do this unless we get married. But I
Okay.
think if we still lived in New York, we probably would not have been married,
Hey,
because
so-
there was no reason
so
to get
engrossed
married.
she's gone to sleep.
Hazel says otherwise I'd be considered a bitch.
That she would be. That's a good
She
point.
said if you didn't get
Okay,
married,
so,
I'd have to deal
so
with.
we literally just
We ran down to City Hall. We knew the judge, who
we
was
knew
our
the judge,
friend
Judge
George,
Hi,
and
George.
we got married. And the
she got
bailiff was
married.
our witness.
The bailiff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was like night court.
And the stenographer was also a witness.
Yeah, she was a
we
witness.
kept two people to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need two witnesses. And then George Silver, the judge, gave a great speech.
He did.
to
He's
us.
a wonderful
And it was just
person.
to us.
Yeah.
And
And then we went back and you watched
we went
basketball.
home and I watched.
It was
No, couldn't have been
July 28th.
Maybe I watched Summer League basketball.
yeah, it was summer
Hey,
league.
it's okay.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Anyway.
Okay, but then we weren't damaged by our wedding.
No,
is-
we were
is the
damaged from
point.
other things, but not from
But
the
you've been
wedding.
damaged just by the publicity.
I'm
the
damaged. I
ongoing
can't take it
shell shock
anymore.
of publicity.
You can't take it anymore.
You can't take it anymore. So this conversation has officially ended for her sake.
Yes, thank you.